Hi, I'm Rick at Rick Turns, and today's video is what is my wood turning project for today going to be? Well, I can take this this really long log here, not real large in diameter, but long, make it into something. Or I could take this log right here and make it into something. Or I could start with this piece right here and turn it into something. Okay, got a decision. I'm going to take this log right here, make it into a bowl. This is a piece of mulberry. It's pretty fresh. It's been down about probably no more than 2 months. So I may have to put it in the drying box. If I turn it real thin, won't have to do that. But I'm not quite sure yet what shape I'm going to use. You can tell right there, it's kind of an odd shaped chunk, and I'm going to cut off this wing right here. Actually, I'll probably flatten it. I'm going to flatten it, cut it off right across there with my chainsaw. And that'll be my bowl blank. Looks like I can get about a 13-inch blank out of down here. Got some good, almost burl, not quite burl, but some nice grain right here. Got to cut off here at about 13 inches. And this is just the opportunity I've been looking for to show off my new Always Sharp carbon fiber woodworking pencil. The lead here is made from carbon fiber, which you gotta say, that is just really awesome. And because it's so thin, essentially, it never needs sharpening. You can get this from woodpeckers.com. That's where I bought mine. It was only, I don't know, $5.99, $6.99. It wasn't really very much for something cool like this. Of course, then you eventually are going to have to buy the carbon fiber lead refills. And, you know, maybe the overall cost goes up there, but I need a hole for my woodworm screw. This is my one-way stronghold chuck with 100mm jaws on it and a woodworm screw. And here is one big bowl blank. Get it right in there. Let's see how fast I can get this going. That's about 350 RPM right there. So until I get it down into balance, a little bit more into round, I'm stuck turning slow. So, 5/8 inch bowl gouge, 350 RPM. All right, I got 12-inch diameter. So what I want is about 1 1/4. 1 1/4 left. This depth checking jig, very handy, better than the one I normally use for whatever. I didn't invent this, of course. I got this design from Sam Angelo's channel, Wyoming Woodturner, and he's got a video on there about making it, and he actually got the design from somebody else, I don't recall who. So now, if you look right down here, that's the depth of the bottom from this point right here to this point in here. So I've got about 2 inches there. Let me see, it's still too thick, but that's almost 2 inches. So I can take that down another 1/2 inch, probably another 3/4 inch, I think. So I can get the bottom same thickness as the sides here, which are about 1 inch. Just going to check the moisture content here. This is my calibration block of wood. It's been sitting in my workshop like forever. Going to measure it across the grain here. So ambient moisture content is 9.7%. So I want to measure across the grain. And I've got, if I can hold it steady, whoa, 27%. Let's try it over here. 24%. So around 25% it looks like. So I need to do some drying here. Four days in the drying box. went down from about 25% moisture content to, get these pins in there. It's reading 12.4%. So I'm good enough. I'm good enough to get back to turning this. Now you can see I've got this side right here, got a pretty good split in it right there. I'm probably going to cut away some of the top rim here, but I don't want to cut away all of it. And then I'll patch this most likely with epoxy and some kind of filler in the epoxy. Well, I think you can see I've lost a good chunk right there. And that's really, I could fill that with epoxy or something. That's a lot of space to fill. I'm going to cut the height down quite a bit there, I think. I think that's acceptable. All right, I have a mixture here of epoxy and brass powder, which I save when I cut brass rods to brass peg some of my bowls. Now this looks pretty horrible right now. It's been about 18 hours, I guess. It's the next day. And this is where I use the epoxy and brass powder. So I am going to very carefully cut away the excess here, get it down to bare wood, and the crack should be showing in brass color, at least after I polish it. And I'm going to be using this. This is my dedicated negative rate shear scraper. Wow, this thing's really gone out of true overnight. Holy cow. I don't know if this is going to work too well. All right, sanding's done down to 320 grit. I'm going to put on some walnut oil first, and then I'm immediately going to use abrasive grit and polishing right on top of that. And now, I'm going to be using Axe abrasive paste initially. That's why I only sanded it down to 320. Once again at 500. And I'm going to switch over to Axe Polish Restoring Paste, which, as you can see, is much finer, much more wax-like. And I'm going to top this off with a coat of microcrystalline wax. My really big faceplate, really, really big. I've got a half inch chisel here. Just want to tap this off. And I'm going to start with 180 grit. And finally put my stamp on here. And a little finish on the bottom, just oil. Not going to do anything else to the bottom. Just walnut oil.